Imagine being born into a world where your freedom is stripped away before you even know what it means. A world where your body is bound, but your mind is your only sanctuary. This was the life of Epictetus. Born a slave in the Roman Empire, Epictetus endured hardships many of us would find unimaginable. Yet, despite his circumstances, he would go on to become one of the most influential philosophers in history. His teachings have transcended time, offering guidance not just for the privileged, but for anyone seeking inner peace, resilience, and true freedom. His story is one of pain and suffering, but more importantly, it's one of triumph, of mastering oneself even when the world seems beyond control. Epictetus was born around 55 AD in Hierapolis, a city in what is now modern-day Turkey. From a young age, he was enslaved and later brought to Rome, where he became the property of Epictetus, a wealthy freedman who served as an assistant to the infamous Roman Emperor Nero. Although this connection to such a powerful household might suggest that Epictetus enjoyed certain privileges, his reality was quite different. Life as a slave was harsh, and stories suggest that Epictetus suffered immensely under the cruelty of his master. Some accounts even claim that Epictetus intentionally broke Epictetus' leg, leaving him crippled for life. Despite these physical hardships and the dehumanizing conditions of slavery, Epictetus never succumbed to bitterness or self-pity. Instead, he cultivated the strength of mind that would define his philosophy. He understood that while he couldn't control his external circumstances, he had full control over his inner world, choosing resilience and wisdom over victimhood. This mindset became a cornerstone of his teachings, as he demonstrated that true freedom lies in how we respond to adversity, not in the external conditions of our lives. In the world of Stoicism, external events, no matter how harsh, do not define us. It's how we respond to them that shapes who we truly are. Epictetus embodied this principle from the start. Even as a slave, he realized that while his body could be controlled by others, his mind, his soul, was his alone. He grasped an essential truth early on. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you react to it. This insight would become the cornerstone of his teachings. Despite his status as a slave, Epictetus' intellectual journey began when his master, Epictetus, allowed him to study under the renowned Stoic philosopher Musonius Rufus. This opportunity was a turning point in his life, opening the door to Stoic philosophy, which would shape his worldview and teachings. Stoicism, founded by Zeno of Citium, teaches that the only true good in life is virtue, living in harmony with reason and nature. Everything else, such as wealth, power, or even physical health, is secondary and ultimately outside of our control. For Epictetus, this was a profound revelation. As someone who had been deprived of external freedom, he found solace in the idea that true freedom comes from within, by focusing on what we can control: our thoughts, actions, and moral character. This belief became the foundation of his philosophy and was central to his teachings, offering a path to inner peace and resilience, even in the face of suffering and hardship. Epictetus' immersion in the teachings of Stoicism was transformative, as it provided him with a mental and emotional refuge from the harsh realities of his life as a slave. He embraced Stoicism with a passion, recognizing that while he could not change his external circumstances, he had complete control over his internal responses. The philosophy gave him a path to inner freedom, a way to transcend the physical pain, humiliation, and daily hardships that defined his existence. Stoicism taught Epictetus that true contentment and a good life didn't come from external success, wealth, or even the liberation from slavery itself. Instead, it came from mastering his own mind, by understanding and accepting what he could control and letting go of what he could not. This shift in perspective allowed him to remain unshaken by the world around him, finding strength and peace in his thoughts, actions, and virtues. Stoicism, for Epictetus, wasn't just a philosophy. It was the key to living a life of purpose, resilience, and inner peace, regardless of his physical chains. Epictetus famously taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In this simple yet profound idea lies a powerful lesson for all of us. We may not control the events of our lives, but we always control our attitude toward them. Eventually, Epictetus gained his physical freedom. But unlike many who would have sought power or wealth after years of oppression, Epictetus sought something greater: the freedom of others, not from physical chains, but from the chains of their minds. He opened a school in Nicopolis, Greece, where he taught Stoicism to students from all walks of life. His teachings were direct, sometimes blunt, but always grounded in the belief that true happiness comes from understanding what we can control and accepting what we cannot. Epictetus emphasized the importance of distinguishing between what's in our power and what's not. This simple yet challenging distinction is at the heart of Stoic thought. Some things are up to us, he would say, and some things are not. Our opinions, our desires, our actions, these are within our control. But external events, the actions of others, or even the state of the world, these are beyond our control. For Epictetus, true freedom wasn't found in wealth, status, or external success. It was rooted in the acceptance of reality. He understood that life is full of unpredictable events, hardships, and circumstances beyond our control. Instead of being consumed by these uncontrollable forces, Epictetus taught that we should focus on what is within our power: our thoughts, actions, and virtues. By directing our energy toward cultivating inner qualities like patience, resilience, and moral character, we can live a life of fulfillment, no matter what external challenges we face. Epictetus believed that once we relinquish the desire to control what we cannot, and instead master our own mind and behavior, we attain a level of freedom far greater than any material success can offer. This inner liberation allows us to remain calm amidst turmoil, find peace in adversity, and ultimately live a life aligned with reason and purpose. One of the most profound lessons we can learn from Epictetus' life is the significance of resilience in the face of adversity. Despite being born into slavery and enduring immense suffering, Epictetus never allowed his circumstances to define him. His philosophy was rooted in the belief that external events, whether pain, loss, or misfortune, are beyond our control, but our reactions to them are entirely within our power. Instead of succumbing to despair, Epictetus saw each hardship as an opportunity to build inner strength and develop virtue. He urged his students to expect challenges in life and not to run from them. According to Epictetus, adversity isn't something to be feared, but rather embraced, as it offers a chance to grow in resilience, patience, and self-mastery. By viewing life's difficulties as tests of character, we can learn to withstand whatever comes our way without being overwhelmed. This timeless lesson reminds us that true power lies not in avoiding suffering, but in how we rise above it, turning trials into stepping stones for personal growth. Epictetus often emphasized that life is a series of tests, and the challenges we face are not misfortunes but opportunities to practice virtue. When we encounter hardship, it isn't something to be avoided or resented. Instead, it's a chance to develop qualities like patience, courage, and humility. Every difficulty presents an occasion to strengthen our character and grow as individuals. This mindset is timeless and highly applicable to our lives today. We cannot escape the inevitable trials that life throws at us, whether they come in the form of personal struggles, relationships, or external circumstances, but we can control how we respond to them. Instead of feeling defeated, we can choose to see these hardships as moments to cultivate resilience. By shifting our perspective in this way, we transform obstacles into valuable lessons, ultimately empowering ourselves to handle whatever life presents with grace and inner strength. Epictetus never actually wrote down his teachings, but his profound wisdom lives on through the work of his dedicated student, Arrian. Arrian transcribed Epictetus' ideas into two key texts, the Discourses and the Enchiridion. These writings serve as a window into the mind of one of history's greatest Stoic philosophers. The Discourses provide in-depth insights into Epictetus' philosophy, capturing the essence of his teachings on how to live a virtuous and resilient life. The Enchiridion, or Manual, distills these teachings into a more practical, concise guide for personal conduct. These works have had a lasting impact throughout history, inspiring countless individuals, from the rulers of the Roman Empire to contemporary leaders. Among those most notably influenced was Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher king. His personal reflections and meditations are filled with Stoic wisdom, much of which is directly inspired by Epictetus' lessons on mastering the self, controlling one's mind, and embracing life's inevitable challenges. Through Arrian's writings, Epictetus' voice continues to echo through the ages, offering timeless guidance on living a life of purpose and integrity. The enduring relevance of Epictetus' teachings lies in their profound connection to the fundamental aspects of the human experience. Life inevitably presents us with challenges, whether it's the anguish of loss, the weight of suffering, or the unpredictable nature of our circumstances. These experiences resonate with all of us, transcending time and culture. In a world that can often feel chaotic and unjust, we instinctively seek meaning and solace. Epictetus offers a powerful perspective. While we may be powerless against external events, we hold the key to our internal responses. This distinction is crucial. Our reactions define our experiences far more than the events themselves. By cultivating self-awareness and understanding that our thoughts and attitudes are within our control, we can navigate adversity with resilience and grace. This inner strength, a central tenet of his philosophy, empowers us to find peace amidst turmoil, fostering a sense of agency in our lives. In embracing this wisdom, we can transform our suffering into an opportunity for growth, allowing us to reclaim our narrative and craft a life filled with purpose, regardless of external circumstances. The life of Epictetus is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Born into slavery, crippled by cruelty, and living in a world that would seem to offer little hope, he found freedom, not in the external world, but within himself. His story reminds us that no matter our circumstances, we always have a choice. We can choose how we think, how we act, and ultimately, how we live. Epictetus' teachings invite us to look inward, to find peace not in the changing tides of fortune, but in the unshakable foundation of our own character. His life was one of adversity, but through it all, he remained unbroken. His legacy is one of resilience, wisdom, and above all, the power of the human mind to overcome any obstacle. In a world that often feels beyond our control, Epictetus offers a path to true freedom, a path we all can walk. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching.